Power Entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Dr. Amanda. And if you're a coach, expert, or business owner, you're in the right place to learn the law of attraction strategies that will help you supercharge your energy, mindset, and habits to manifest rapid business growth. And for today's episode, I really like at the beginning of every new year to reflect on the previous year and think of what were the top 5 lessons from last year that I can use as guides in my current year. So today, this episode is going to be reflections on the biggest lessons in really 5 things you can do to make 2024 your most successful business year yet. I'm going to give you action steps with each one, reflective questions, ways that you can really question yourself and recognize so that you know how to reframe and then get different results for 2024. Get magnetic results, get easier results. I really love to help you work less and make more and have fun on the entrepreneurial journey. And so everything I teach you is all about that. And so let's get to it. Let's look at the 5 lessons, and then I'm going to break them down and give you action steps for each. So first, the 5 things that you must do in 2024 to have that this year be your most successful business year yet. Number 1, get energetically aligned first thing daily. Number 2, decide with clarity and certainty what you want. Number 3, discover and build your business from your zone of genius. Number 4, create systems to scale. And number 5, implement weekly rapid biz growth meetings. Now, if you've been listening to the podcast, you will have heard me talk about each and every one of these things on repeat. The reason that I do that is because you must repeat in order to reprogram your subconscious mind. So what I bring here is going to be repetitive, and I'm going to share it from many different angles, and I'm going to just keep reminding you how important these things are, because in order to change and grow and reprogram yourself to get different results, you've got to hear things over and over. And I know that the people that I love to follow, who are the greatest mentors, you could really label what they do in a phrase, because they're such a powerful brand and they have such powerful explanations and that brand identity where you know that that's the go-to person for blank. So what I am for you is the law of attraction expert for entrepreneurs. So everything I bring you is about that first and foremost. And in the law of attraction, you've got to get energetically aligned before anything else will work. And that's why that's my number 1 thing that you must do is get energetically aligned first thing daily. Now, I know this sounds crazy simple. I want you to understand why you must do this. Remember that it's impossible to think that you're going to create abundance from scarcity. What I mean by that is that at the end of 2024, if you think you're going to have this awesome, amazing outcome, but then you're going to live every single day in stress and misery and scarcity and poverty consciousness and fear and doubt, or even overwhelm or worry that it's not going to continue on, anything that's not in the state of abundance, you aren't going to be able to create abundance because you're in a scarce mindset. And it's an impossibility to get something opposite from what you're being. Okay, so when I say get energetically aligned first thing, what it means is that at least in the morning, first thing, you are slowing down and consciously taking time to get aligned in your state of being. And what I mean by that is feeling higher vibe. You are increasing your vibrational frequency and getting clear and intentionally designing your day. If you knew that you were the creator of your reality, wouldn't you get up every morning and write out what you choose to have happen that day? That would make sense, right? But instead, what a lot of people do is the alarm goes off, they're freaking out about their to-do list, they're already just going at it, and they never slow down enough to get their energy system aligned. And then the whole day snowballs from there, and you keep attracting more to be stressed about. And then you go to bed and you wonder, why was my day so stressful? It's because you didn't start your day with energetic alignment. I would say equally, it would be helpful to end your day with energetic alignment, where you just look back on your day and look at your wins and notice and appreciate yourself. But here I really want you to just remember, get energetically aligned first. And I love this thought. I was listening to something the other day and it shared this thought, and I hadn't heard it in this way before. I've heard it this way, where people will say, what got you here won't get you there. So what got you here, where you are currently right now, won't get you there, meaning where you want to go. Similarly, what got you here will keep you here. what got you here will keep you here. So if you are loving your life and everything is awesome, keep doing exactly what you're doing. If you're feeling like you want more and you are ready to scale to the next level in your business and you choose to exponentially expand into your fullest potential and you're looking to create freedom in your life, in your business, in your relationships with your finances, and you want to feel just relaxed and awesome, and you don't feel that right now, well, it doesn't make sense that if you think you keep doing the exact same things you've been doing, you're going to get a different outcome. That doesn't make any sense. And so you've got to decide and commit to energetic alignment. This is always going to be law of attraction based stuff. When you're talking to me and hanging out with me, I'm always going to be promoting universal principles and universal laws because they work always for all people. And so the first action step here to get energetically aligned first thing daily is to block time on your calendar in the morning to get aligned. And so if your life is already full, this might look like setting your alarm 10 minutes earlier. Even just start with 10 minutes. If that's all you think you can do right now, you could literally set your alarm for 10 minutes earlier, sit up in bed and meditate and journal. And just sit in bed and do that. If you go, okay, I'm going to go into my living room and do it, or where can I do this for just a few minutes, and just start with a small habit that then you can increase over time. If you're not doing it at all yet, it's not realistic to think, oh, all of a sudden I'm going to start a morning routine that's an hour long, because if you're not even doing a 15-minute morning routine, you're not going to be able to implement a 1-hour morning routine. So remember just to block time in your calendar, make it easy, make it small, make it something that you can commit to every single day. And the reason I created my Law of Attraction for Entrepreneurs.com program, so just go Law of Attraction for Entrepreneurs.com free trial, is exactly to get you energetically aligned first thing daily. So you learn, you journal, you meditate, and you get an affirm mantra every single day of the week. This is designed specifically for entrepreneurs because I know that you are busy and you have a lot. And actually, I want to frame that powerfully. I know that you are learning not to be busy, but instead be productive. And so because of that, I know I want you to start with a 15-minute morning routine. And I want you to start just clearly getting aligned first thing in the morning. This program is designed just for that. So your 2 action steps, if you're not going to use my program, that's fine. Just block time on your calendar to learn, journal, and meditate each morning. If you want to use my program, it is all packaged into that for you already. You don't even need to think about anything. I've got everything there for you. It's a 7-day free trial and it's only $99 after that. So killer program. I think if you are on your way to success in 2024 and you're ready to take it to the next level, that's the program for you. So just make sure whatever you're doing, you're getting energetically aligned first thing. The reason that when I reflect on this for the year, I thought about, what are the things that have brought me the most success? And by far for me, it's when I slow down and I get aligned first thing in the morning. And for me, it has always included learning, journaling, meditating, and affirm mantras. And so when I do that, everything in my day goes better and better and better. And, because Abe, my husband, came on board this year in my company, we do it together and it is awesome. And it just raises our vibe, gets us connected, gets us aligned for what's next. And we start our day with power every single morning. And I love it. And so, for me, I think that's the number one most important thing that has completely rocked my world and caused me to be able to not go into states of fear, not feel scared about being an entrepreneur. Instead, because I have these tools and I use them on repeat, when things maybe, the outer world gets messy or something, I can't even say it does because I deliberately design my reality. So then it just is the outcome of that is that I have an organized life that feels easy and flowing and fun and good. And, we set ourselves up to work less and make more every year. And I've deliberately, consciously created that. There is nothing magical about me in particular. I'm not gifted luck or anything. I designed that and you can too. And it starts with this one simple habit of getting energetically aligned first thing daily. So again, Law of Attraction for Entrepreneurs.com. If you haven't checked it out, free 7-day trial. It's a killer program. It'll unlock 90 lessons when you opt in for free. So check that out. Okay. Number 2. Decide with clarity and certainty what you want. Now, this one's a big one. And the reason that I added this as one of the things that you must do to make 2024 your most successful business year yet is because I really played a lot this year with letting go and seeing my limitations on previous years where I started to let go of my goals because I felt scared that I wasn't going to be able to manifest them. So this year, in 2023, I really got clear about what I want and reconnected with it. And I stopped justifying it to myself or other people. I instead of going, well, I don't really need that, or do I really need that level of success, or why do I want that? Like questioning myself about what I want. Instead, I started to just go, I really want this, and I don't have to justify it to anybody. Allow yourself to want what you want. You don't need to justify what you want to anyone else. It's no one else's business. You get to want what you want. You get to decide with certainty and clarity, I want that thing and I'm going for it all the way. Align your energy and your mindset with it. Match the frequency of that which you want, and it is impossible for it to not come to you. But if you keep sending foggy messages into the quantum field, like, oh, I want this. Oh, maybe I shouldn't want this. Maybe I do want it. Oh, I really want it, but oh man, can I get it? You're sending a very scattered message into the quantum field. And so you're not going to get it quickly or easily. And so get clear about what you want. Let yourself want it. Be okay with what you want. Love yourself for wanting it. Know that you were born to be abundant. Know that you having something doesn't make someone else not have something. It isn't about them. This is your relationship with your spiritual quest, with I think of it as your soul, your relationship with God, grand organized designer, whatever you see spiritually, it's your relationship. It's not for anyone else. And it's okay to want what you want. You don't need to justify it. And so an example here for me is that when I started my business in the first year, so right now moving into 2024 is my 6th year in business. Woo, that's wild and amazing. My first year, I was like, I'm going to 6 figures. And I was clear and I was certain, and it happened. And then at that point, I always said, oh, I want to get to 7 figures within 3 years. And then it didn't happen in the 3rd year. And then I started to beat myself up some, and I started to limit my desires because I wasn't sure if I could get it. And then I started to question it, like, well, maybe I don't want that. Why do I want that? Do I really need that? Maybe this is an ego thing. I mean, all the things. I just really questioned it. And then I spent a couple years not really caring about it. And in some ways, it was amazing because I met Abe and, I was falling in love and we were spending so much time together. And so it was nice that I had a business that I could keep my income the same without putting in extra effort. I was actually working less and making the same amount or more. And so I kind of felt like, well, maybe I don't care about 7 figures, or, I just started to doubt it. And then it's amazing how we can justify things in our mind where we go like, oh, I don't want it, and here's the reason why, instead of just letting ourselves want it. And so I did that for a couple years. And this year, I will say in the middle of this year, actually even in Q4 of 2023, I keep saying this year, I'm not used to it being 2024 yet. In Q3 and 4 of 2023, I started to go, I want to get to 7 figures. I want to know what I'm made of as an entrepreneur. This sounds like a fun quest for me, and it's been on my mind since the day I started my business when I went to this event, and there were all these 7-figure coaches there, and I was like, that is the coolest thing ever. You can manufacture money out of thin air and impact millions of people and make millions of dollars. Like, oh yeah, bring it on. I want that. And so I really reawakened this fire within me and this desire and this clarity and this certainty. And, Abe and I have it on our goal to have our first $100,000 month in 2024 by the end of the year. We're like, okay, that at least we'll know then we're set up for a 7-figure year from there on out. And so that's what I'm manifesting. And I'm scared a little bit. I'm like, ooh, saying that out loud to you right now holds me somewhat accountable. And it also excites me because I'm like, hey, shoot for the moon and play and have fun and let the universe bring you all the ways. And let's see what happens. I'm tired of putting mixed messages into the quantum field. So from today forward, I put into the quantum field with certainty and clarity that I am ready for a 7-figure business. Bring it on. I'm ready for it. I want it. I choose to impact people at that level. I choose to bring a ton of value to the world. And so I want that. Bring it to me now, universe. That's the kind of attitude we want to have about it, okay? So for your action step for deciding with clarity and certainty what you want, create a desire list and outline your goals for 2024. When I say create a desire list, I like to do this I have a Trello board, and I do it on a Trello board, and then I just put everything I want: life, business, money, health, clothes, like whatever it is. And then when I manifest the things, I put them into a done column. So it's a really fun way to do it. If you want a Trello board, it's a free thing. Just look up Trello, Trello.com. You could do a Google spreadsheet for this. You could do it in your journal. It's up to you. Outline your goals. Similarly, it is critical that you know what you want and you write it down. And actually on Friday, we're going to talk about that. I got a question from the audience that asked me about goals, and we're going to talk about that and dig into that more on our next episode. So we'll play with that. But for now, write a desire list and outline your goals for 2024. This is going to help you decide with clarity and certainty what you want and keep focusing on it daily so that you can match the frequency of it and attract it to you more easily. Of course, you're going to take action. It's not just knowing it. When you know something to be true and you believe in it, you will automatically take action. So that's why the decision part is so powerful, and you knowing it with clarity and certainty. So play with that. Okay. Number 3, discover and build your business from your zone of genius. Now, definitely listen to episode 29 where we talk about Working Genius, and you can go to workinggeniusforentrepreneurs.com and take an assessment. That is such a powerful tool. This is wrapped up into how I teach Zone of Genius in a general way. Gay Hendricks is the person who coined the term Zone of Genius. If you haven't read his book yet called The Big Leap, it is critical foundational reading that I think every person on the planet should read. And so read that. Start playing with your working genius. And also I follow DeMartini and have his certifications in values determination. He has a free assessment online that you can take there too. These are 3 different approaches, all to helping you discover. I kind of think of it as like your zone of power. Your zone of inner power is really your zone of genius, because when you tap into what brings you the most joy, you become magnetic to increased opportunities, to increased money, to abundance, really. Because think about it this way: when you get up in the morning and you love what you do, you automatically take action and you feel really excited about the day and you look forward to what you're doing. That's zone of genius. That's how you know you're doing stuff you love. When you get up in the morning and you're doing shit you hate, you dread the day, you feel stressed, you get sick, you feel bad. Life kind of sucks. And a lot of entrepreneurs create prisons out of their businesses because they think they have to do a whole bunch of stuff that they really don't have to do. And we have blocks, unconscious blocks to letting ourselves feel good, because we have thermostat set points where we only know how to feel as good as we've ever felt. And sometimes we're scared of breaking through to the next level because, we might be afraid of success. We might think other people will judge us. We might be afraid we're going to turn into greedy jerks. We have really conditioned ourselves to be stuck in places that don't feel good, like in states of being that don't feel good. And so when you start to feel good, it actually is more uncomfortable than feeling bad, which is wild to think about and so true. And so this is where you've got to start conditioning yourself and playing with being in your zone of genius more and more. So with entrepreneurs I work with, I often will say, okay, what % of the time do you live in your zone of genius? Now, let's say if next year you could double that amount of time, what would that look like? Let's play in that field. And so it's part of you discovering your zone of genius and then building your business from that place. And this is typically not an overnight thing because we have a lot of mental blocks to it. And it's helpful to get someone who can help you. Of course, you can hang out with me, keep hanging out with me, and I'll keep teaching you these ways. Definitely my Law of Attraction for Entrepreneurs program will help you. So lawofattractionforentrepreneurs.com. Okay, so when you're in your zone of genius, you're going to continuously drop, automate, and delegate away things you don't enjoy. But it takes you first knowing what is my zone of genius. So here are your action steps for this one. Clarify your zone of genius by asking yourself these 3 questions. Number 1, what brings me the most joy with the least effort and gives me the most reward? Okay, what brings me the most joy with the least effort and gives me the most reward? Number 2, if I could only get paid to do one thing in my business, what would it be? If I could only get paid to do one thing in my business, what would it be? And number 3, if I had $1 billion, what would I do with my time? Those 3 questions will really help you clarify what it is you enjoy doing. And so just ask yourself those 3 questions to start down this discovery process to understand what is my zone of genius? What is this common thread in my life of things that I do that give me the most joy with the least effort and give me the most reward? That's going to be a clue as to what to continue doing and what you could drop, automate, and delegate in your business. Because as entrepreneurs, we are given so many things to do. And sometimes it's hard to distinguish and determine which ones should I do. And I don't want you shoulding yourself from thinking every other person has the answer for you. When you slow down to get the answer for yourself, it'll give you clarity and help you see, oh, I really love doing this thing. It's not that when you ask the question, if I could only get paid to do one thing in my business, what would it be? It might not be that you're only going to do that one thing right now, depending on your stage of business building, like what phase you're in, but it's going to give you a clue about what to be aiming for. So for me, every year I build my business more and more from my zone of genius. I design my programs, my products, my services from my zone of genius, and then I delegate away all of the stuff that I don't enjoy doing to people who do enjoy doing it so they can be in their zones of genius. And that gives Inner Power Daily and this podcast, Inner Power Entrepreneur, the most magnetism. And so you're setting yourself up for success. And the reason I put this one as one of the 5 lessons for me is that my programs that I created this year are so aligned with my zone of genius. It's the first time I would say in my business where I have been very strategic about dropping stuff I don't enjoy doing, and I've gone into doing what I love. So my day feels awesome. I told my friend, I did a retreat with my best friend this weekend, and I said, I've had times in my business this year where I've been the most happy I've ever been as an entrepreneur. And it's because of what I'm talking about here. I am getting energetically aligned. I'm letting myself want what I want. I'm discovering my zone of genius and really letting myself build my business from it. And number 4, I'm creating systems to scale. So I have a measurable way to scale my business, which makes you feel like, oh yeah, I have a magic wand and I can just set KPIs, key performance indicators, to know how to project future income. If I have no system, it's impossible to know how to grow my business. So number 4 is create systems to scale. And when I say systems to scale, we're talking about a law of attraction energetic system. And so you could go back to number 1 for that. If you don't have a system yet for that, go to my program, lawofattractionforentrepreneurs.com, and just enroll. That'll give you a system for that. If you need a system for lead gen. Okay, so when I say create systems to scale, do you have a lead gen system that's measurable and working? If you don't, you need one. Do you have a conversion strategy that's working? Do you know how to convert clients into customers, paying customers? Do you know how to convert prospects into paying people in your business, whatever your business model is? Do you have a client journey mapped out? That's a system. Do you have a way to scale your business to work less and make more? Are you doing P&L reviews? All of these are systems-based thinking. And if you don't have that in place, it's going to be very hard to scale your business and be highly successful in 2024 because you're basically just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping it sticks, and then frustrated when you're not scaling and going, why isn't this working? Even content is a system. Are you clear about why you're putting content into the world? A lot of people, I think one of the biggest mistakes I hear entrepreneurs make is that they think, I'm just going to post some stuff and people will raise their hand and come running to me. And that doesn't work. That's not a system. That's a hope, a dream, a wish. That's not a system. And actually, I'm going to release an episode on that soon because I keep seeing this come up over and over again with people I'm doing consults with. And I'm like, you're really struggling when you don't have a system, and then you wonder why your business isn't growing. So you need a system. So your action step here is 1, what you need to ask yourself, what resources do I need in order to implement systems into building my business? What resources do I need in order to implement systems into building my business? 2, what's my plan of action to implement these new systems? And number 3, when will I implement these new systems? Okay, so what resources do I need to implement systems? What's my plan of action to implement systems? And when will I implement them by? Okay, so that's systems. Number 5, implement weekly rapid biz growth meetings. This has been such a game changer. I'd say creating systems and these meetings, they're both systems thinking. And I have my honey to thank for this because when he was working before me, he was the VP of Ops for a franchise. And so he's a very systems thinking person. And when he came onto the team, it was like, oh my God, thank you. I needed this. And so, you want to implement systems and you want to have a weekly business growth meeting for yourself. And when him and I started implementing this in quarter, I want to say it was quarter 3, really close to quarter 4 even. And once we started doing this, everything changed. So it's really important. What we do in this meeting is we recognize our wins. We check our KPIs, our key performance indicators. So we're looking at, what's working, what's not working. Are our numbers on track to scale to the level we desire? That makes us look at lead gen. Is our lead gen working? Is our conversion working? How many people are we talking to a week? That's KPIs. Then we're brain dumping. Okay, what are all the issues that we need to talk about? And then we set tasks for the upcoming week. And this has been so freaking awesome. We teach this in our group coaching program. So all of these things we teach in the group coaching program. So hang out with me, keep hanging out with me, work with me if you don't have these things in place. And the action step for the implement weekly rapid biz growth meetings is just to add one to your calendar. So just add one to your calendar. And if you're a solopreneur, do these by yourself. If you have a team, you can do them with your team. They work either way, solo or with a team. So recognize your wins, check your KPIs, do some brain dumps, and set tasks for the upcoming week. We add our goals to this, and we always review, are we on track for our quarterly, our monthly, and our annual goals? But I don't want to go too far down that road. I just want to give you the outline so you can start this practice. Oh, so good. I could deep dive on all these for a long, long time, but that's the overview. That'll give you enough to work with and chew on for today. So here's the recap. Number 1, get energetically aligned first thing daily. Number 2, decide with clarity and certainty what you want. Number 3, discover and build your business from your zone of genius. Number 4, create systems to scale. And number 5, implement weekly rapid biz growth meetings. And remember, if you have not joined the Law of Attraction for Entrepreneurs program, do it now. Free trial, totally risk-free to you. It will blow your mind and rock your world. lawofattractionforentrepreneurs.com. It will help give you the system to get energetically aligned and give you strategy. This is system, strategy, energetic alignment in a law of attraction perspective specifically designed for entrepreneurs. So you will love it. All right, until next time, I'm sending you giant hugs and inner power high fives.